block information, call 575-678-1178. Tonight's forecast is calling for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of rain in Alamogordo. Expect an overnight low of 69 for Cloudcroft, a low of 53. Tomorrow we're looking at mostly sunny, partly cloudy tomorrow night, 30% chance of rain. In Alamogordo tomorrow, high of 92, low of 69. Cloudcroft tomorrow, high of 76, overnight low near 54 degrees.
This is the Roundup on ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. Going from the Tularosa Basin and beyond, this is your local connection to the world of sports. From high school to college and to the pros, we cover the latest news and the biggest stories. Don't forget, this is your show. Change the topic anytime. Call us at 437-1230. The Roundup starts right now. ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. Hello and welcome into the show. Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. And we're ready to get the high school sports season underway today. Soccer. Alamogordo boys at home tonight, starting the defense of their title at 6:30 p.m. Alamogordo girls at Hobbs tonight, 6:30 p.m. Boys are playing Hobbs as well. I don't think I said that, did I? So, and should mention as well, it's going to be in the upper field at Reinersteinhof Soccerplex. And they are only the entrance is going to be through the main gate as normal. And so if you need some assistance to get up to the top field, let some folks know there. They'll be more than happy to help you and figure out accommodations for everyone. Obviously, going up that slight hill over there on the far side is not going to be easy for everybody. So just speak up. If that's going to be some issues for you, if you head to the game tonight. If not, then obviously, again, it's at the top field, not the usual varsity field that we've seen the Tigers and the Lady Tigers play on forever now. So top field's usually reserved for JV, but it's going to be both of them here to start off the season while they try to get that bottom field in the condition that they want it to. So we'll talk more about soccer coming up here in just a little while. And first, we want to start with Lady Tiger Volleyball. Lucky enough to have a group of the seniors stop by yesterday and chat about their upcoming season. They start on Thursday against Rhodes, 6:30 for the varsity matchup. They're going to have scrimmages for 9th grade and JV before that. So if you're planning on heading out, so you can check that out coming up on Thursday night. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Lady Tiger Volleyball here on ESPN Alamogordo 103.7 on the Roundup. All right, well, joining us now, the Alamogordo Lady Tiger volleyball team as they get ready for their season. Thursday at home, they open up against Rhodes. Varsity plays a regular game. JV at 9th grade will be playing scrimmages. But we'll start from left to right here. Introduce yourself. Tell us what position you're going to be playing this year, if you know. Reagan.
I'm Reagan Rhodes. I am our setter.
Setter, all right. Kayla.
I'm Kayla Lunar, and I play outside.
I'm Lauren Bennett, and I'm an outside and all-around.
All right.
I'm Alyssa, Alger, and I play DS.
Okay, very good. Ladies, how are you today?
Good.
Good. Excited for the season to finally start?
Yes.
All right, that's what we want to hear. Well, Reagan, we'll start over here with you. How were tryouts? How did the team feel like things went? How did you feel like it went for the tryout process this
Well,
year?
we're kind of different from the other teams. We do 2 days for tryouts, so pretty much he just sees how hard we're willing to work and watches us sweat, and so they were good because we got in shape for the season. They were good this year.
All right, Kayla, how about you? What was your impression of the tryouts there?
Well, it was tiring, the 2 days in the morning, but it paid off. It was good, though. Towards the end, it felt good.
Okay.
It was a good thing that we did it.
All right, Lauren?
I think it's really good that we're doing 2 days because it gets us in shape a little before season, and we really need it because it's a lot of conditioning volleyball. You're moving a lot, so I think it was really good for us, and plus it makes you realize how hard you are working for the sport. And it's really good. It makes you realize that you want to work for it and want to win because you're working so hard in 2 days because, oh my goodness.
Alyssa, how about you?
I think most of us were out of shape during summer, and like we realized how out of shape we were during 2 days, and I think we're in good shape for season now. And yeah.
What did you enjoy about summer? I mean, did you get a chance to take part in the team activities this summer?
Yeah. We got to go to a couple tournaments and stuff, and like we got to
get an idea of like who was going to be on varsity and like JV and everything, and like who our teammates are going to be in advance. So it's pretty good.
Yeah. Lauren, what did you take away from this summer? I mean, how many of the camps did you get a chance to be involved with?
I was in the first camp that we played, and I thought it was really good. I think we all bonded and worked well together. Not everybody got to play, but it was a really fun experience, and it was really fun.
Yeah. Kayla, how much of that did you get? Because I know, you have multiple sports going on throughout the summer. So
I was in softball, and I didn't get to go to that first tournament they went to, but I went to the second one, and it was good. We all bonded pretty well.
Okay. Reagan, how about you? How much did you get to take part in?
Well, I mean, being coach's daughter, I have to go to everything, but it was a really good summer. We all got really attached, and this is one of the very first years that our team has been
really
very close and had no issues and just very comfortable with each other.
Yeah. How important is that? I mean, you've been involved with a lot of different teams over the years. I mean, how important is that kind of thing to be successful in the season?
It's extremely important because always when you're on the court, you want to be able to look back or look forward and trust the person that you see and be comfortable with their abilities and just want to be there for each other and work hard for each other.
Kayla, with all the sports that you play, I mean, how important is chemistry on a team for you?
It's very important. Without chemistry, it's just doesn't work out all the time. A lot of the team chemistry, it helps you win games, and just being together as a team, it really helps.
Yeah. Lauren, I mean, how for you, in terms of being able to enjoy playing with the team, I mean, how much does that matter for you, that the chemistry is working for you?
Oh yeah, it definitely helps, because I think when we all have chemistry together and we all can enjoy our time around each other, it helps us like to be around each other. And if we don't really like to, then I mean, like, it's not as fun, and you probably don't perform as well, because then there's negative energy. So it helps a lot that we're all pretty close and we have positive energy, and we keep that up during anything.
All right. Alyssa, I mean, how would you compare this group to maybe previous groups that you've been involved with?
I feel like this is like the best team, honestly, through the years I've been playing, because like I feel like we all get along really well, and that helps us like play way better. I feel like this is like a good team chemistry, and just like overall, just like we play better overall. So
right.
Yes.
Again, we're talking with Lady Tiger Volleyball. They begin their season on Thursday as they face off against Rhodes, and then they're at it quickly a couple games next week. The Cruces tournament is just around the corner. Speaking of Las Cruces, Reagan, I mean, you guys obviously know how tough that district is going to be. Las Cruces and Centennial are two of the best teams, if not the two best teams in the state.
Yeah.
And now you guys get to play them twice a year. What's the challenge? What's Coach been telling you about facing that challenge this year?
Well, we know both the coaches of those teams, and we respect them a lot, but at the same time, last year, finding out that we were moving up a district, we were really scared, but now going into it and being the team that we are, we're pretty excited, and we think that we can give some people a run for their money.
Yeah. Kayla, I mean, again, kind of switching things. I mean, most of the sports this year are going to be playing that Cruces district this year. Kind of exciting, I mean, to kind of switch things up and get to play against those Cruces schools. Are you looking forward to that?
It's pretty exciting. I want to play against these tougher teams and see how we work well with them. It'll be good competition.
Yeah, and you got a chance to see some of these teams throughout the summer. All of you did. I mean, they were at the same camps. Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes, yeah. Got to at least see some of them throughout the year. Knowing that's what's ahead of you, that's a little bit different than maybe last year, Lauren. I mean, how do you approach the season any differently? Or are you just trying to play as well as you can, regardless of what the opponent's going to be?
I'm going to keep striving to get better throughout the season. I always think there's room for improvement, but compared to my last season and this season, I want to improve the most, and I think I have through this summer, but I want to keep on improving no matter what, and never get comfortable in my position or anything. Like, I always want to keep working.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alyssa, I mean, in terms of what Coach has been talking to you guys about, it being a tougher schedule this year, how have you been approaching it? Is it just basically the same for you going into this season?
I feel like we have to be like more competitive. I feel like we're more excited for it because we can kind of have like better games. It's more competitive. It's like makes it way more fun.
Faster.
So yeah, it's more fast paced.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a fun season.
Yeah, certainly got to be ready for anything, I would think, with some of the size that those teams have as well. That's maybe the bigger challenge of it at all. I think we've already talked about the strengths of this group. You guys feel like the chemistry, I mean, on the court play, and if you want to jump into it, I mean, do you feel like your defense? Do you feel like you're hitting? I mean, where do you think you guys are at?
I think one of our biggest things is, we're not the biggest out there, but one of our craziest things is nothing hits the floor. Like, we do everything we can to keep the ball up. We have 2 DSs that are literally everywhere, and we just have so much confidence in just keeping the ball up and doing what we can to keep the game alive.
They're pretty solid.
Yeah.
And we have pretty good middles. I mean, Daisha
and Claire.
she's amazing. And Claire is too.
Do you feel like it's going to be, you guys are going to have to kind of counterpunch this year more than anything else, just to be, I mean, play long points or longer points will help you guys out more than anything else, that you guys keep the ball going?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll look forward to seeing that this year. And if anything, that's always exciting when there's long points like that. The crowd really gets into it.
Makes you want to have it more.
Yeah, so you guys, you're trying to keep the point alive as long as you can. Yeah. And I know the biggest thing just from knowing Coach Rhodes is you guys want to minimize errors more than anything else, right? I'm sure that's a big thing, coaches.
Yes.
Alyssa, is that a big thing he's focusing on?
That's a big thing. Like, he's always just like, I don't know, it's like a bunch of effort. He always like
Attitude and effort.
Yeah, attitude and effort. So we always have to like focus on that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Lauren, I mean, from the standpoint of make the other team beat you, don't beat yourself, is that something he kind of talks to you guys about?
Yes. I know, like, the Cruises schools, they are definitely up there, for rank and stuff, but he's definitely keeps telling us, like, we don't need to put that in our heads. We need to come out with a positive attitude. And last year was last year. This is new. This is this year. We need to start, like, we need to act that way too, and not just come out of the court and think we're going to lose automatically, because I think we can compete with them. And so no matter what, I think we need we got to work hard and go, go 100%.
Have the right attitude.
Yeah.
All right, that's what we like to hear. Alyssa, where do you feel like maybe you're better at in your game this year from last year to this year? What's improved for you personally?
I feel like I've been able to read like hitters better and be able to become better like defensively, and I've gotten my serves more consistent and like so I feel like that's gonna help a lot. And I've just like, I don't know, through like the experience of the past 4 years, I feel like I've just learned a lot defensively and to be able to back row hit better, so I feel like that helps a lot.
Okay. Lauren, how about you?
Well, I've improved just about everywhere, honestly, since last year. If anyone knows how I played last year, you definitely know. But I think hitting, I've definitely gotten more consistent. My hits are a lot more powerful, more down, and I can aim where I want to. And defensively, I can actually like pass and defend pretty well, and I can read hitters' hands because I am also a hitter, so it kind of helps me for an advantage to know like what they're going to do, because that's what I do too. But yeah, all around, honestly, I've gotten so much better. So, but yeah.
Kayla, how about you? Where do you feel more comfortable, better at this season?
I've gotten better at hitting for sure this year. I still have to work on it, but I've improved. I've improved a lot over the years. Just starting out, not playing volleyball until high school with Lauren.
Yeah, we started freshman year.
Yeah.
I don't know how we made it that first year. Shout out to Gorby. Shout out to our freshman coach. Here we are.
All right. Reagan?
Honestly, I feel like one thing that I've improved on a lot is just being a leader. My dad, the coach, always says biggest thing for a setter is keeping the court alive, because you're always there, you always touch the ball, and everybody sees how you act and they react to you. So I think the biggest things I have learned is how to be a leader and how to control the pace of the game.
All right. Well, I heard you already mentioned Daisha. Obviously, a lot of excitement about how she's playing this offseason. I'll let you guys jump in there. I mean, who else should we be watching for Lady Tiger Volleyball?
Honestly, our JV team is pretty scary. Like,
yeah, I know.
Kaylin,
Kaylin Duchesne.
We have
she's gonna be something.
Taller girls on our JV team, and I think that
they'll be bubbling.
They're gonna.
Angel's our libero. She's really good.
She's an amazing libero.
She doesn't let anything touch the floor.
Oh no,
so she's back there.
She's like very small, but she will go everywhere in the court. I don't know how her little tiny body just gets everywhere, but it does. It's insane.
We don't have a weakness. We consider everybody strong.
Yeah.
And everybody's a gift in their own way.
Okay. Any other names you want to make sure you mention out there for the team this year that we're gonna see on the varsity side? I mean, we've got you four. We talked about Daisha and Angel.
And Claire.
Well, Claire. We have Caitlin. We call her Lefty. She's an opposite, and she's pretty good. She's left-handed, so that helps us a lot, because most people are going to look for right-handed. And boom, there she is, left-handed. So, yeah, she's
gotten a lot better at
She's
hitting,
improved
too,
so much. I'm so proud of her. She's going to be something.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to seeing. Hopefully, we'll see some JV players move up as well, and see how they can get up to the varsity level. That's always fun to see some of the JV players get a chance at the varsity level.
Yes.
So that'll be.
I'm so excited to see them like their senior year and stuff. It's always like so interesting to see where you started and how you end. It's like one of the best things.
You're talking about the Justice. Okay.
Yes, she can get up there.
She can jump.
Oh God.
Oh yeah. Oh, here you know that because Dragon and jumping.
She can jump.
All right. Well, and I'm sure, and there may be one or two we didn't mention there. It's nothing on purpose. We just want to make sure that there's going to be a lot of players to be interested and watch throughout the season. It'll be fun to see. So. Something else that I really like about volleyball is the pit environment. It's something special, I think, at AHS. The fans, the cheerleaders, but I also think the freshmen and the JV teams, when they're there cheering you on, they seem to make it special.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that. I mean, Kayla, I mean, what is it about, I mean, the pit environment? Does that really get you guys going, how loud it is?
It really does. Like, when it's dead, it just doesn't feel like anything, but when everyone's all loud and excited and it gets you loud and excited, and it's just a good environment to be around and playing.
Yeah, Reagan, some of those district games last year.
Goodness.
It was some of the 5 setters that you guys played. I mean, it was some of the craziest atmospheres that I've seen. I mean, you've played a lot of sports. I mean, was there anything comparable to that you've been around?
Oh, I don't know. It's crazy how well our school does it. Just being there for each other, each sport, going to every game and cheering each other on, because no matter what game you're at in the pit, everybody's cheering as loud as they possibly can.
Yeah. Lauren, I mean, how much does it mean to you when that crowd's going crazy and all the people show up for y'all?
It definitely makes you pumped up. It makes you want to move more, because usually when it's quieter, you think slower. You kind of like, you kind of drag around. But like when it's loud, it's like, oh, okay, all these people are watching. You want to do good. It makes me really it gets me hyped up and want to do good.
Yeah. Alyssa, I mean, you've been a part of those sub-varsity teams previously when you stayed and cheered on the teams, and now to have the sub-varsity teams cheering on you when you've been on varsity, is that, I mean, that's something special for you and special for the team, kind of brings everybody together?
It really does, because like when we're playing and we hear like our JV and our freshman team and they're like doing our chants and everything and our cheers, we do it like super loud. Like usually when I used to cheer for varsity, like my freshman year, my voice would be gone. All of our voices would be gone.
Our freshman year, we were pretty good.
And it just helps so much with like how they play. It's All
right, freshmen, the gauntlet's been thrown down. They say they were the best freshmen. Are you guys going to be better than them cheering on this group this year? We'll see if they can make that happen.
We were pretty good.
I'm pretty sure I'm the loudest person in high school, so.
That's what I'm happy.
And you mentioned your cheers. What's your favorite cheer when you guys get?
Oh goodness!
When you guys slam it down, when you guys get, I mean, there's a few in there. What are the different ones that you guys do?
Nothing feels. I don't know if anything feels better than when a ball just straight down hits the floor for a kill. Like we get so excited, we throw our hands up and say bang bang and reload, and we get so
we'll
excited.
just like yell it though. It's like crazy. It's fun.
The block is pretty good too.
Feeling.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty good.
My favorite.
It just takes all the relief off.
Everyone knows to do it now, so it's like everybody's all into it, you know. You feel pretty cool. You're just like, I did that.
Very good. Well, I guess we'll finish off, goals for this season, team, personally. Reagan, we'll let you kick it off. I mean, if you want to stick with team, if you want to go personal, I mean, what do you feel like is the big things for you this season?
I can't remember the last time an Alamogordo volleyball team even went to a state tournament, so I think that would just be a goal, just being able to go to the state tournament and just have fun with each other,
Yeah. Kayla, how about you?
And just like with all the big schools that we're playing, I just hope like we don't get down and think anything less than us, because I know we can compete as a team with them, and we can go far if we all work together as a team.
Okay, Lauren?
Going to state, I think, is a really good goal to have, and also for a team, I hope that we continue to keep our chemistry up and not to go against each other or have any drama, because so far we've honestly been so amazing about that, and I think we're truly amazing together. But for like a personal goal, I want to stay consistent, and I want to be like a player that a freshman looks at and they're like, wow, I want to play like her. Like I think that's like pretty rewarding, is when people look up to you, like not only as a player but as a leader too. That'd be pretty rewarding.
All right, Alyssa, how about you?
I don't know. I feel like just competing the way we should. I feel like last year we got down a little bit, but this year I feel like the team's like way better and we could like compete way more, and again, it's going to be really fun with the new district. I feel like it's going to be tougher, but it's going to make us better. And just continuing that. And yeah, again, making it to state, that'd be amazing.
Yes.
So if we just continue doing that, I feel like we have a really good chance of making it.
Yeah, good way to finish off the senior year is making the state tournament. I'm sure.
Yeah.
To finish off your career at HS, that's always a nice goal to have. And I know a few of you are multiple sport athletes. Reagan will see you for golf coming springtime, right? We'll see Kayla. Are you going to play basketball or no? Okay. All right, I wasn't sure. So we'll see you for softball coming up. Lauren? You gonna see you back out there?
I'm just gonna be in volleyball.
Okay, no,
I'm just gonna be in volleyball. I was like, no.
Well, I mean, what else are you? I mean, what else are you involved with over at AHS? Because I'm sure you got a lot of other. No, okay.
Oh yeah, definitely softball. You see me out there. Just kidding. No. Kayla's trying. She's trying to get me to. I did it once in 6th grade, and she thinks that.
Kayla's gonna talk to you.
One thing, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna get her.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So how about you? Gonna see anything else this year?
Not sports, but like NHS.
Okay.
Yeah, NHS, Golden Scholar.
See,
Definitely gonna see me getting my medals. Yeah, we're gonna get those medals.
All I was thinking about was like, you guys are like the smartest girls in the school, and you have nothing to say.
Yeah, we're just here, you know.
Gotta keep those grades up.
It's not just you guys are there to go and learn. It's not. We're talking about sports here, but the most important thing, we know that y'all are working hard in the classroom.
Educate.
So.
Oh yeah.
All right, ladies. Well, it seems like you're going to have a fun season. I'd be shocked if y'all are going to have a fun season. So, again, Thursday night, they take on Rhodes. 6:30 for varsity, scrimmages for JV in 9th grade before that. So get out and see everybody. They start at 4:30. Ladies, good luck this season. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
And thanks again to Alamogordo Lady Tiger Volleyball. Can't say enough. You know, it's the second year in a row, and I was looking back to last year. Coach Rhodes sent the players and just had them do the interview. I mean, I love talking to the coaches, love talking to the players, but, you know, I think sometimes there's a little bit of extra nervousness when just the players have to do the interview, and those kids were great. I mean, pardon me. Good energy, good information from all the kids, and I think it'll be a fun year for Lady Tiger Volleyball for sure. So they certainly seem like a fun group, and I just got to interview 4 of them. So best of luck to them. Again, Thursday, 6:30 in the Tiger Pit for the opening match of the year as Alamogordo Lady Tiger varsity takes on Rhodes. The JV and 9th grade matches that day will be scrimmages. Just a heads up on that. Okay. Let's take our commercial break. We'll come back if you want to call into the show, 437-1230. More of the roundup for you right after this.
When someone thinks they have a better idea, like a new way to make it or a new place to take it, they start their own business. Every small business has not-so-small ambitions. We can help you with about every financial service you'll need, like e-statements to save your filing space, mobile banking from your smartphone, lines of credit for expansion, and online account access. To us, there's nothing small about small business. First National Bank, member FDIC. When you grow, we grow.
Lose weight, be happier, get smarter, improve your memory, all by doing one thing. Sleep well. Tax time in 2018 is your chance to catch up on great sleep. Use your hard-earned tax refund to buy yourself the one thing that can make the biggest difference in your health, a new mattress to get better sleep. Sleep Well is here to help you find the right mattress for your needs. Back problems? Too heavy snoring? Sleep Well can help you. Sleep hot? Your partner toss and turn? No problem. Sleep Well can help. Corner of 1st and White Sands. Sleep Well. When you sleep well, you live well.
If your tires hold more excuses than air, that's a big oh no. If bad alignment has your car swerving to the left like the world's slowest U-turn, that's also a big oh no. If you get a flat at night in any town ending in Vania, that's a very big oh no. And how most scary movies start. Maybe stay in your car. Thankfully, for all your car's big O no's, there's always a big O yes. Now through August 25th, save $100 instantly on sets of 4 Big O brand tires with paid installation. Plus, get up to a $50 mail-in rebate on purchases of $500 or more when using your Big O credit card. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Valid at participating locations on in-stock sets of 4 Big O brand tires. Up to 10% shop fee based on non-discounted retail price not to exceed $35. Disposal fees extra where permitted. Not valid with other offers. See store for pricing. Mail-in rebate subject to credit approval. Not valid with other credit rebate offers. See rebate form for terms and conditions.
Score big with great savings at Justin's Motor Company. Hustle on down to one of Justin's 2 locations. Cars, trucks, SUVs, Jeeps, you name it, Justin's has it. Makes and models to fit any budget and the best customer service in town. One-stop online shopping makes your next car buying experience a breeze. Check out the full inventory, meet the staff, even apply online. All at justinsmotorcompany.com. 2 locations conveniently located on the Holloman Highway or 489-5820, Justin's Motor Company.
What makes Vision Ford Lincoln Hyundai unique? At Vision Ford, we're all about you. Your vision, your style, your needs, and your story. Vision is fully stocked with dozens of the hottest 2018 models, including the Ford F-Series, America's #1 selling truck for 40 years. With financing options that fit every budget and a sales team dedicated to you, Vision Ford Lincoln Hyundai continues the Yes We Can tradition. All we need is you. Visit us today at 1500 South White Sands Boulevard or 24/7 online at visionfordlincoln.com. It's kickoff time for Tiger Football 2018. The Black and Gold face the Valencia Jaguars to open the season. Friday at 6:45 p.m., kickoff at 7, only on your Tiger Sports Station, ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. The Aggies open their season at Aggie Memorial this Saturday night. NMSU hosts Wyoming. Kickoff at 8 p.m. Pre-game starts at 7 on your Aggies destination in the Basin, ESPN Alamogordo 103.7.
I'm Ed Harrell, and this is The Kindness Revolution. One of my favorite philosophies goes like this. Yard by yard, life is hard. Inch by inch, life's a cinch. I really like that. For many of us, life can appear to be hard. We get up in the morning overwhelmed with the difficulties we're facing. For some, it's relationships. For others, financial issues. Some are dealing with health challenges. Others, job issues. For most of us, however, if we break our issues down to bite-sized pieces, they don't look so large, so looming. The vast majority of our problems look less daunting when we begin to realize that they don't overwhelm us when we look at them in light of what we can do right now to deal with them. Taking regular, daily, small steps to deal with our problems leads us towards our ultimate goals. Remember, yard by yard, life is hard. Inch by inch, life's a cinch. To learn more, check us out at thekindnessrevolution.net.
Welcome back into the program. You're listening to the Roundup on ESPN Alamogordo 103.7 and also on the ESPN Alamogordo YouTube channel. If you missed the interview for Lady Tiger Volleyball, if you're on the YouTube channel, you should be able to rewind and listen from the beginning of the show if you want to hear the entire interview, if you only got part of it. So if not, though, you can wait. Once the show's over, we'll stop the stream, and there'll be a full show that you can listen to there as well. So if you missed it, don't worry. We got you taken care of, and you can listen to that particular interview. Okay, now hopefully the phones are going to work here, because I know somebody called a little while ago, and something weird was going on. So let's go to the phones. You're on the Roundup.
Hey, it's me making a surprise phone call.
Oh, hey, what's up, man? I was like, what's this voice?
It's not important. Just Mark Rudy. You know, you hung up on me during the break, man. What's up with that?
You know what it was? I was getting something on the line where it was like, please make another call. Please make. It was like, one of those, the tone. I couldn't tell what was going on there. So nothing personal. I wasn't like, oh, it's Mark. I don't want to talk to him.
Yeah, even though you didn't even know it was me, because I didn't tell you I was calling in or anything today.
Mark Rudy, the Las Cruces Sun News, here with us. The man's a one-man show right now. We'll send our wishes, positive wishes out to Jason Groves, the sports director over there at the Las Cruces Sun News, a bit under the weather, and you guys are kind of having to readjust and cover the beginning of the Aggie football season over there.
Yeah, and Doug Martin also sent his, his get well wishes today too to open his weekly press conference. But yeah, it was actually kind of funny. Jason actually apologized too for getting sick, and I was like, "It wasn't your fault, man." It's like it's just it's life that happens sometimes. Like, yeah, it's just it's a hectic week with NMSU football, of course, playing at week 0, playing Saturday night on national TV. And then, we have three high school games here in the city this week, with 1 on Friday and then 2 on Saturday night. So, but you know what? Just, got to do what you got to do, and we're getting stuff done over here.
Yeah. Kudos to Derek Gonzalez. I know he's is he still at the Roundup? He's still over there at the student newspaper over there?
Yeah, he's actually the editor-in-chief, too. Yeah, he does a great job for us, too. He's our freelancer as well, and that kid's going to go places in this industry. If you ever read any Derek Gonzalez stuff, man, he knows what he's doing. He's a Las Cruces native, played basketball at Oñate, played I don't know if he was on, he was with Johnny McCants on one of those teams. I don't know if it was the one that was ranked number 1 in the state and then went to the state semifinals, but he played there and does great work for us covering high schools. He's doing a great job filling in on MSU football. And in basketball press conferences, I'm just amazed at some of the questions he asks, and they're very, very good. So, yeah, he does a great job, and he's going to do good things in this industry.
Yeah, listen, not to say that I'm a glowing beacon of or anything, but the journalism department over at NMSU, I've got nothing but positive things to say about, and that goes for print, for television, for radio. If you got a kid that wants to get into journalism, I'll speak highly of the NMSU journalism department to the end of the earth. So clearly another. And here's the deal. I will say this. For journalism students, you're only as good as much as you're willing to self-start. You can have a great department around you, but if you're not willing to go out there and do the job and do the extra bit, I mean, you would know as much as anybody. I know you wrote for your student newspaper up at Western Michigan. I did, and I went out and sought internships too. I wrote for a college hockey website when I was in college, did some work for the Kalamazoo Gazette, covering high school football and high school basketball. So yeah, especially nowadays, like if you are interested in sports journalism, I know that's not the reason why I called in, but if you actually are interested in it, like you can't just you have to have something in your resume, and you have to have clips. Either that's working for a school paper or freelancing or doing whatever it takes. And I tell that when I go, talk to journalism classes at MSU, because usually they invite me down there and talk about that. You got to get out there and do, be proactive and do that. Yep, be a self-starter. So, but I'm sure called in to talk about high school football, or got something else good, or. What do you want to talk about, man? We can talk about high school football. I don't know. Anything. I mean, I'm sure those of us here at Alamogordo were always interested to see, who's going to be the best over there this year. We're always keeping an eye on the Cruces school. I assume Bulldogs are probably the best in the city this year? Yeah, I would say that, right, as of right now. Las Cruces certainly had a really good run the past couple of years, but they've lost a number of those guys. And they got a tough opener on Saturday playing Manzano. So you already have the defending state champions. Manzano is preseason number 1 in 6A. And also this is the rematch of the semifinals last year. And so Manzano, the last time they were here, they ended Las Cruces' season. It's going to be interesting. I know that Coach Mark Lopez was pretty okay and happy with their scrimmage against Clovis last week. They're young in a lot of places, especially quarterback. They're going to have a sophomore quarterback in Marcos Lopez, who is the head coach Mark Lopez's son. They might be young on the line. They have 3 key guys and 3 key seniors. Chase Chalapuk at the running back position, Ivan Molina, wide receiver and DB. He's been a 4-year starter for them. He's only the second player in Bulldog history to start all 4 years, second to Brandon Meza, who graduated last year with the New Mexico Player of the Year, Gatorade Player of the Year. Now he's over at Eastern. And then a guy by the name of Kennedy Alaman, who will have a bigger role in offense. He's an all-district player, I think he plays safety. So they should be pretty solid, I think, in the wide receiver core and probably the secondary. But I think the areas they're going to have to really look out for is the quarterback and then the lines. They lost a lot of their offensive and defensive line this year. So I don't know, Charles, if we have a state title contender here in Las Cruces this year. From everybody I've talked to, it seems like people are leaning more towards La Cueva and Manzano and, of course, the 2 Rio Rancho schools. Is Las Cruces in that discussion? We'll have to see. They're ranked number 4 to start the year. I don't know if I put them there right now. Yeah, and it's kind of surprising to hear that, but I think it's also credit to how La Cueva has turned their program around. We know Rio Rancho and Cleveland are going to be good every year. And Manzano, you said Manzano, the other school that you mentioned, right? Yeah, Manzano's ranked number 1. They lost Jordan Bird, obviously, their quarterback, who's now at San Diego State. And if you saw that kid play,
just dynamic kid. I think he was like a 3 or 4-time state champion in the 100-meter dash, too, so he's obviously the fastest kid in the state. But from what I've heard, they have some pretty good talent back. So, we'll kind of see. And I think they play Centennial this year, too, so we'll get to see them twice. La Cueva, I'm getting kind of mixed reactions on. I've had some people tell me that La Cueva was kind of a flash in the pan last year by going to the state championship, and, that was their year, I guess, and that they might take a step back. But I've had other people tell me that, they're really, really good. And I've had mixed reactions on the Rio Rancho schools, too, which I'll get to see both of them here this weekend because Cleveland's playing Oñate here on Friday, and the Rio Rancho will play Centennial here on Saturday night. So we'll see, but the conscious fact that I'm getting is that the top 4 teams right now are in the metro area.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out in 6A this year. And I would assume, Centennial probably second best in Cruces this year?
I think Centennial, yeah, absolutely. I think Centennial, they won't admit it, because I think they just don't, they obviously you get the one game at a time,
Oh, yeah.
I think Centennial is a sleeper team in 6A and in this district. They have 2 really good quarterbacks. Lance Frost, who is a starter, he played really well as a junior last year. Ended up getting hurt, though, at the end of the year. And they turned to Aiden Trujillo, who was a sophomore last year. He started the finale against Oñate, led them to a win to get them in the postseason, and started the playoff game against Rio Rancho and played, pretty well despite the circumstances. Both of them are going to play. I'm sure last year at the beginning of the year they had 2 quarterbacks, and I'm sure that Centennial is going to do that again early in the year. Both those kids are going to be out in the field at the same time because if they can't play quarterback, they're going to play receiver. They have a good 1-2 punch at running back, but one of their running backs is hurt right now. They have a really good linebacker back. Their offensive line, from what I've been told by Aaron Ocampo, their head coach, needs a little work. So that might be early in the year. But I think Centennial certainly has the talent. They have the experience that they got last year because they had to play a lot of young kids last year. I think Centennial is going to be in the district title hunt. Are they a state title contender? We'll see. But I definitely think if you want to kind of pick maybe a sleeper team, Centennial might be it.
Yeah. And then, it's so weird to see Mayfield struggle as much as they did last year. Was it 2-8 last year? And, I kind of get the feeling that it could be another really tough year for the Trojans, and it's just really hard to fathom that, for 2 years in a row for them to struggle like this.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree with you. I had a chance to see Mayfield in their scrimmage against Roswell on Wednesday. And granted, Roswell is a really good team. I think they're a top 5 preseason in 5A. But Mayfield ones did not look really good, especially their offense. Unfortunately, Mayfield has had some of their top players from last year have transferred, and some have transferred to other schools in the city, in the area, or just, left the county, which, of course, that was the reason they really struggled last year is because Torrey Laughlin, their quarterback, moved to Texas before the year. He led Rossdale High School to a state title, and he committed to Kansas. So anytime you lose a Big 12 player, especially in New Mexico, and it's your quarterback, I mean, they probably would have won, 4 or 5 more games had they had him. Mayfield's going to be young and inexperienced in a lot of places again. I think they're okay at the quarterback spot. Jacob Moreno, he's going to be the starter right now. He started the last 2 games last year. He played pretty well against Cruces, so he's got experience. Their running back core should be pretty good, but, they're going to be undersized in the offensive line. And, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. They have a tough opener. They play at Trisco on Saturday. Trisco obviously is a playoff team every single year, and then they have to go down and play Del Valle next week. So I guess the good thing for Mayfield is that will be Del Valle's opener because Texas is starting a week after this year. But Del Valle could be a preseason number 1 out of El Paso. So it's going to be tough for Mayfield. I think it's going to be tough for Mayfield this year.
Well, and that's the other part about it. Mayfield plays a tough schedule. They will always play a tough schedule. So, sometimes the record's not quite indicative, but, it's strange to see them struggling as much as they are.
Right, and I get this question all the time, like, what's wrong with Mayfield? And I've always said I don't think it's the coaching staff's fault. It's not their fault. it's certainly not the kids' fault. It's just the way the city is not, obviously the city's not growing like it once was, and where Mayfield is too, or that that part of the city out there is not really growing, and the school itself is shrinking. And their enrollment right now is 14. I was told it was 1450. I think was their enrollment, which is really low for Mayfield.
Yeah, it's about the same as Alamogordo.
Yeah, so I mean, I know that there was a point last year they were talking about possibly going to 5A, which I don't think would have happened. I think they would have appealed to play up at 6A just because they don't want to separate the 4 Cruces schools. But and it's across the board. I mean, it's not just their football team. They've had a pretty good baseball and softball team the past couple of years, but they're struggling in a lot of sports right now. It's not just football.
Well, and I think you also see that schools go through ebbs and flows in terms of the type of athletes that they have. And again, not blaming the kids, but just saying that sometimes you go through a run where you've got some horses, some spectacular athletes, and sometimes it isn't. I mean, Cruces in the mid 2000s, Cruces High went through a run there with Jim Miller still as the head coach. And, I remember them coming into Alamogordo and losing to the Tigers. And that was, I think they did that 2 years in a row. Now, Alamogordo was really good those 2 years, but it was one of those things that you didn't necessarily expect. Cruces is always good. Mayfield's always good. So, I'm sure a lot of people want to overreact and freak out and go crazy over what's going on at Mayfield. But sometimes you just, especially in high school sports, you just go through these runs. You can't really recruit. So you got what you got.
Yeah, exactly. And then Mayfield is just going through that right now. It's not like Mayfield, I know, like, in the past 20 years they've been good, but they had a really good run. They were bad in the early 90s before Jim Bradley came back, and they just, obviously got that influence of kids. And I know a lot of people will say that Centennial opening has really affected them the most, and that's actually probably true. But of course, we don't open high schools for athletic reasons. We open them because, we need to not overcrowd high schools. Yeah. But for some reason, Centennial opening has really affected Mayfield the most.
Which is weird. You'd figure Centennial opening would have more of an effect on Oñate, just based on the geographics.
If you know, like, where the high schools are, they're on complete opposite ends of the, city. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah, very strange. So probably the order in the city, Cruces, Centennial. Would you put Oñate over Mayfield probably, or probably not?
I put Oñate over Mayfield. I think Oñate, I think Scott Valise, the coach here, he's a really good coach. I've known him for a while since he was in El Paso when I worked down there. I think now that he's got a full year, they're going to take a major step forward. I saw them against El Paso Bowie on Friday night. Their offense looked really good. Jaden Diaz is a guy you're going to want to watch out for. He's their quarterback. Also got a kid by the name of Brandon Valise, who's going to be their top wide receiver. Another kid that they really like is Abram Flournoy, whose grandfather actually played on the Texas Western 1966 national title team. He looked good on Friday night. I think offensively they're going to be very good. Scott Valise has always been an offensive guy. Defense, they need to look a little better on defense. They worked good defensively last year. Granted, Bowie runs a lean tee, and they're not going to see that very often. But they look like they need to be a little bit better defensively. And they got a tough one. Cleveland is going to be one of the top teams in the state, so we'll see how they do. I just want to give a shout-out, too. If you've not seen it, Oñate has some new teal jerseys. They're nice. Awesome. Very nice. And I think Cruces is going with some red jerseys this year.
That's nice,
so
too.
Some of the schools up in their jersey game. And I know some people are like, oh, it's uniforms, who cares? But honestly, that's why you see colleges doing this. Like, I talk to coaches, that stuff matters now.
I think for the kids listen, I know for a lot of people it doesn't make a difference, but I'm big on looking good. If you
right, like Mayfield's never going to change their jerseys. That's just the way.
And that's fine.
But
yeah,
it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah,
Penn State never changes their jerseys.
Yeah, exactly. There are certain ones that are kind of classics in that way, and I don't know how many of the high school teams around the state that you'd say are classics. But I'm personally, like, when I look at Alamogordo's jerseys, I love that they've got in their numerals. They've got camouflage, obviously, for an Air Force Base. I think that's a great move. But I would be down for, like, here's what I'm thinking: gold helmets, or the yellow, the Pittsburgh Steeler yellow kind of helmets, or that yellow, with the black jerseys and just basic, numerals on there. That's what I'm lobbying for. Nobody's listening to me because I don't think I'm talking to anybody that has any type of power in that, but...
Right. Well, I had a joke with the coaching staff. I was like, did you guys get a teal pants, too, and go all Panthers and Jaguars who do that, or the Dolphins? They're like, oh, we couldn't get the pants. We just got the jerseys. So they actually put a picture on their Twitter. I think they went out to White Sands, actually, and did their photo shoot. And, I think they went black helmets, teal jerseys, and black pants, and they look pretty nice. So we'll see if they debut those on Friday night.
Yeah. Again, it's not a big deal, but it's also, I think it's fun. I think it's fun for the kids. And I know that, the kids that are playing, and you talk about colleges, how important it is to look good. I mean, what a difference I feel like it's made for New Mexico State in their contract with Under Armour, and how much better they're with Under Armour, right?
It's Under Armour. Yeah, their contract with Under Armour is really good. I heard that, and I've actually met their rep. Know him pretty. I get to talk to him a lot. Their Under Armour rep. He's kind of like their mid-major rep. But what I was told is that when they had Adidas, it was kind of like Adidas has different tiers of colleges. Mm-hmm. So I know Arizona State's Adidas. Michigan at one point was Adidas. I know they're Nike right now. But when they had those schools, that was tier 1. And NMSU was tier 3 or something. So their deal just was not very good with Adidas. But now they're with Under Armour, and this is what I've been told, is Under Armour treats all their schools the same. So, for example, if Notre Dame has something and New Mexico State says, oh, that looks pretty cool, can we have that? New Mexico State can get that too. So they're treating all their schools the same, as opposed to the different tier system that somebody else had.
Yeah, and that's somebody, Under Armour trying to kind of get into the game of being, of being affiliated with big teams and things like that. Not the New Mexico
exactly.
State.
Exactly. They're right. They're newer in the game. Yep. So.
Yeah, I think it's worked out really well for them for sure. So, you are the men's basketball beat writer, so we should at least mention that before we let you go. One thing that was kind of cool, and you reported recently, was Tennessee Owens, who played at Centennial and has been playing, I think, D2 basketball, going to get a chance to be a walk-on for Chris Jan's team.
Yeah, so he was on Centennial's state title team as a sophomore. He was their key player the last couple years. Obviously, his senior Centennial didn't have a very good season. That was their first year in 6A. But Tennessee really was their only option on that team. So, obviously, he got a lot of attention whenever they played him. He went over and played at D2 Alabama Huntsville last year. He redshirted, so he's going to come over here, and Chris Jan's, going to give him an opportunity to be a walk-on. He'll have to sit out this year, and we'll see if this is something that Chris. I haven't talked to him about this. If this is something Chris wants to do in the future, if he wants to reserve maybe a walk-on spot for a local kid. Mike Jordan with the volleyball program has usually done that. He'll reserve a walk-on spot for a local kid. Certainly there has to be a local kid that's deserving. You don't want to just recruit somebody who is not a Division I player. But, you could, obviously, Joe Garza, the Cruces High alum, had a very successful run as a walk-on here. Johnny McCants, obviously, is not a walk-on, but, you talk about other area kids. So, I'm happy for Tennessee. I've, known him for a couple of years at Centennial. Know his dad pretty well, Casey Owens, who is an NMSU alum. He's actually an assistant coach of the Lakers. Great guy. So, I'm really happy for Tennessee and his family that he's getting that opportunity to play for the Aggies, because he used to go to those games when he was in high school. So, and the fact that he gets to suit up and practice with them this year and be a part of the program is pretty cool. Anytime, obviously, a Las Cruces kid is able to do that, that's always their dream. A lot of times when you grow up playing basketball in Las Cruces, you want to play for the Aggies.
Yeah. Is Cal State Bakersfield out of the WAC this year, or?
This is their last year. So they'll be the last year, then they'll move to the Big West, and then this is Cal Baptist's first year. So they'll be at 9 for this year, and so the WAC tournament will remain the same. It'll be the 1 through 8 because Cal Baptist is not eligible. And then next year, I don't think Cal Baptist is still eligible yet because they got to go through that 4-year Division I clock. So I'm assuming that next year they'll have to go back to the old formula where they did the one gets the bye or whatever. It's not something I've talked with the WAC or Jeff Hurd about yet. But I'm sure once I see him in March, I'll bring up that fact if the WAC tournament's going to go back to the way it is. We'll see where the WAC goes. Certainly losing Bakersfield I thought was big for the conference. I get it from Bakersfield's standpoint. The Big West is all the schools except for Hawaii are in California, so it helps travel-wise. But, obviously a huge, huge loss for the WAC because Bakersfield had been a really good program. They're usually one of the better teams in the conference in every single sport. So we'll see where they go.
Well, and I would also say that I kind of feel like from Bakersfield's standpoint, I feel like they probably had a better chance to make the NCAA tournament in the WAC, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Big West is kind of not that big of a step. I mean, would you consider going to the Big West a step up competition-wise? I kind of think it is.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, you look at who has been in the Big West. Irvine's always been pretty decent. I'm trying to think who even won the Big West last year.
I know Long Beach State's usually pretty good. Yeah, I can't remember who won it either.
Yeah, Hawaii's been pretty good before they got put on probation, but they were pretty good. I think Hawaii won a NCAA tournament game a few years back, and they beat Cal, if I'm correct. But yeah, I'm trying to think who even won. Maybe I think it was Fullerton. Fullerton, I think, won last year.
Possibly.
So they've obviously been pretty good. Yeah. That's a good volleyball conference, obviously, too. Good baseball conference with Fullerton in there. So competition-wise, yeah, I do think that the Big West is better. Although I have to give credit to the WAC. Last year was really a breakout year for them last year. I think they were the highest RPI they had in the current membership, and I think you had 2 or 3 teams in the top 100, NMSU, Grand Canyon, Utah Valley. Certainly I think Seattle is a program on the rise too. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think they've got good things going on there at the WAC. I didn't mean it's kind of an interesting move.
Right, and two people asked me about Cal Baptist. That was a really good Division II program. I've got a lot of people who say expect Cal Baptist to compete right away in the WAC.
That'd be. Listen, I think. Sometimes you got to be creative in terms of the teams you're bringing in, and I think similar to Grand Canyon, yep. I think it'll probably be kind of the same sort of thing, I would imagine. So
right. Well, what's going to be interesting with Cal Baptist is this year, actually NMSU going to Cal Baptist is going to be the WAC opener. So that's going to be Cal Baptist's first ever WAC game, and you have the conference champion and the favorite coming in. That's going to be a heck of an atmosphere over there in Riverside. So we'll see.
Absolutely. All right, Mark, appreciate the call, man. It was a nice surprise. And
no problem. Glad I took up about 20 minutes of your time. But
no, it's all good. I'm just sorry I took up 20 minutes of your time. Probably more valuable than mine.
That's all right.
Cruce's school's Friday. It's Cleveland Oñate Friday night, and then the other 2 games are on Saturday.
Yep. So Cruce's Fondanos at 1 o'clock on Saturday, and then Centennial Rio Rancho is the Thursday night game at 7. I'm sorry, the Saturday night game at 7 o'clock.
And then, of course, we've got Aggies football at 8 o'clock on Saturday night as they take on Wyoming on the Deuce. Kind of a cool thing for – I can't remember last time NM State football was – I don't want to say Hal Mummy era when they were on either ESPN or ESPN2.
2007 was the last year. I think they played in Nevada. It was here, and there's a hilarious YouTube video of Todd Harris, who I believe, I don't know where he is now, but he was at ESPN. He's eating a chili, and he's just face just starts to burn up. It's actually really funny. So if you want a pretty hilarious laugh, I'm sure if you put Todd Harris, New Mexico State on YouTube, you can find it.
Yeah, I want to see he's with CBS Sports now. I'd have to think about that one, though.
I heard him the other day. I heard him the other day, but I just don't know who he's with.
Yeah, I don't either.
Maybe Big Ten Network? I don't know, but he's with somebody. I know he's not with ESPN, but I know he's with somebody.
Yeah. All right, man. Have a good one. We'll talk to you soon.
You too, man. Catch you later.
Mark Rudy of the Las Cruces Sun News. Dropping by. Appreciate him calling in today. And, hey, I got to fit in one last commercial break. We'll make sure we get you up to speed on what's going on with soccer tonight and some other local stuff for y'all. But that was fun. I like that. We'll come back. More of the Roundup after this.
There are no roadblocks scheduled today on either Highway 70 or 54 South. For the latest roadblock information, call 575-678-1178. Tonight's forecast is calling for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of rain in Alamogordo. Expect an overnight low of 69 for Cloudcroft, a low of 53. Tomorrow we're looking at mostly sunny, partly cloudy tomorrow night, 30% chance of rain. In Alamogordo tomorrow, high of 92, low of 69. Cloudcroft tomorrow, high of 76, overnight low near 54 degrees.
Every student wants their high school sports apparel, and there's only one place to get it, the Winner's Circle. They carry all the local school letter jackets, whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, or Bear. While you're there, get your jacket personalized with embroidery, stitching, and have your letters and patches sewn on too. They also carry trophies, plaques, and awards, and service with a smile. It's all at the Winner's Circle, 1201 10th Street in Alamogordo.
This is Brandon with Desert Sun. I'm not sure if you all know this, but Desert Sun Auto Group consists of 5 dealerships across the great state of New Mexico. This means we have 5 new car departments with over 500 vehicles to choose from and over 200 quality pre-owned vehicles. Majority of these vehicles, when bought from us, are backed with Desert Sun's lifetime powertrain protection. Stop by either Desert Sun Motors or Desert Sun Toyota today and let us help you find your new ride. See our full inventory at DesertSunMotors.com.
Is your back-to-school list getting a little longer than you expected? OFCU's Visa Platinum Credit Card eases the unexpected. OFCU's Visa Platinum Credit Card gives you an interest-free grace period of at least 25 days on new retail purchases when the balance is paid in full each month. No fees for cash advances at OFCU's ATMs and branches. Back to school with OFCU is as easy as ABC. All loans subject to credit approval. Other restrictions may apply. Federally insured by NCUA. OFCU, 3 branches in Otero County. Call 434-8500.
If you find yourself frustrated because your internet is slow, then you need to call Tularosa Basin Telephone Company. They have the speed, the reliability, and the customer service to turn your frustration into smiles. Now, doesn't that sound like a better plan? Call Tularosa Basin Telephone Company at 585-2700 and get connected today.
Don't believe me, just watch.
ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. Welcome back into the show. Talk to you guys here on a Tuesday. Let's see. What are we getting to here? Alamogordo boys and girls soccer tonight. 6:30 for the boys, 6:30 for the girls. The boys are at home as they take on Hobbs. 4:30 for JV as well. And same goes for the girls over in Hobbs today. So best of luck to everybody there. And that's the only bit of local sports we have today. We've got more coming up throughout the week. We were supposed to have, tomorrow. Tomorrow we're supposed to have cross country. They had to reschedule. So the cross country interview will be on Thursday. Tomorrow we'll have Coach AJ Cisco in. So I know we just got done previewing a lot of Las Cruces football. We're going to talk a lot of Alamogordo football tomorrow. So you can tune in for that. Reminder, the KNMZ Football Roundtable starts on Friday, so we'll talk Alamogordo. I think I've got Alamogordo, Thule, and Cloudcroft on our pick sheet for this week. So, got a little bit of information on Cloudcroft's scrimmage. They were going up against the defending 2A champs, transition back to 11-man football. So it was a little bit challenging up at their first scrimmage, but and I think that going back to 11-man football this year, it's going to be a challenge for them. But I'll tell you what, Coach Burnett's got the right kind of attitude for that program headed into the season. So excited to see what happens there. We've got volleyball. I think Thursday. I think all of the area volleyball teams are in action with the exception of Cloudcroft. Tularosa's taking on Hatch, which I think that was a late change to their schedule. So that's on Thursday. Mescalero takes on Gateway Christian, and we've already mentioned Alamogordo is facing off against Rhodes. Of course, we've got more boys soccer on Thursday when they take on Los Lunas. That's a 6 o'clock start time, so a little bit earlier than tonight's game. And then they've got a 1 p.m. start time against Chaparral on Saturday. Girls are at Chaparral on Saturday. Got Tiger football on Friday at Valencia. We'll be live from Los Lunas for that. Thule football is home on Friday as they take on Hot Springs. Cloudcroft football is on Saturdays. They take on McCurdy. Mescalero football takes on Mission Achievement and Success Academy. That is on Saturday afternoon as well. And I don't think I'm missing anything else. I think I got it all. We'll try to keep you up to speed with everything that's going on with all the different games this week, but it's at least nice to be able to talk about that. And we'll also spend some more time talking about what to expect from Class 5A, Class 6A. I know we talked a little bit more about 6A today, but certainly with Tiger football and 5A, we'll be chatting about that a bit more both tomorrow and Thursday. So plenty of reasons to listen on the Roundup this week. Appreciate you tuning in today. You guys have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hey, this is Dan Lebitard. You're listening to ESPN Alamogordo, 103.7, Southern New Mexico's sports leader. KNMZ Alamogordo.
Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. The Nationals 7 out in the NL East and 6.5 back of the second NL wildcard spot. Ready to tear it all down. Washington dealt second baseman Daniel Murphy to the Cubs for a prospect today. Nats also traded first baseman Matt Adams to the Cardinals for cash considerations. Yankee shortstop